Hello YouTube, my name is DS and welcome to a predictions video, technically speaking, for the Pokemon Direct that's happening tomorrow, which is what everybody expected. Tomorrow is in fact Pokemon Day, the 27th of February is Pokemon Day, the Pokemon's anniversary, and tomorrow we're going to be getting in Pokemon Direct. I don't think it's been said how long it is, or maybe it has, but I haven't seen it, literally because the Direct was announced or I was recording something, so I don't know, and now I'm rendering a video. I will just refresh my subscriptions page on YouTube, and there was a Game Explained video on it. I haven't checked it, I haven't seen it, but because I cannot have too many tabs open so that my computer can do the editing faster, or the rendering faster, I had to wait, and I was gonna be like, maybe now that I'm rendering the video, I'm gonna do the Pokemon What If Smash Brothers of like every Pokemon generation getting the Generation 1 treatment, that I was gonna be doing it either for tomorrow or for Saturday, since tomorrow was Pokemon Day, and I'm like, if they don't announce a Direct, I'll do it for tomorrow. If they don't, I'll do it later. And hey, my answers were my questions were answered literally minutes ago, or almost an hour ago. I don't know when it was announced. But anyway, I'm making this quick predictions video about it. So first things first to predict is, I think we're going to be seeing or hearing about a Pokemon game in May. Maybe a spin-off. We're going to be hearing probably about some free-to-play spin-offs and stuff like Pokemon Shuffle and all that stuff. But one thing I'm expecting is for us to hear about Detective Pikachu HD, or Detective Pikachu HD, or episode 2 or part 2 for the game, because the movie is coming out in May. Weirdly enough, we haven't heard a lot of May games coming to the Nintendo Switch. May kind of seems like a little bit of an empty space for not only Nintendo but third parties. So maybe Detective Pikachu, and to coincide with the movie, be it a part 2 or a HD 3DS game, would be cool to see. I think we're going to see that. Obviously the spin-off thing. Maybe even a Mystery Dungeon. Why did it fall my hand there, the camera? Mystery Dungeon, maybe Pokemon Ranger for Switch could be announced for like summer releases. Maybe not, because maybe they could fit, or maybe like one of them could be the May title. I don't know. With Nintendo's announcements going closer and closer to release, it's a little bit weird to see. And obviously, of course, it's going to be the announcement of Generation 8. I'm not expecting much more than the 3 starters and the mascot legendaries and names and release date. Now sure, they could show us more. I'm hoping against all hope that it's not a Generation 7 reveal, which we saw Solgaleo, we saw Lunala, we got their names, we saw what looked like a lot of concept art and Picky Pack being made in 3D, which I hope it's not that. I hope we actually get a trailer. If anything, give us something more like Generation 6, where we saw Pikachu at the top of the Eiffel Tower doing Thunderbolt, and then seeing Xerneas and Yveltal, and I think we saw some Pokemon, and I think we saw an actual gameplay trailer. I could be wrong and misremembering and thinking of the second trailer instead of the first one in January of 2013. Now this obviously is also not just predictions for the Direct tomorrow, but also hopes for Generation 8. The first hope is, well, first things first, for the rumored thing, there was a rumored flowing around that the Pokemon games would be Pokemon King and Pokemon Queen, and that would most likely be based on the United Kingdom. If it is, I hope they tied it somehow back to Kalos, because, you know, England and France have always been frenemies, let's put it that way. And it would be cool to see like that, and the connection there. And I saw Game Explained's video on this, of like hopes for Generation 8, and then when they were talking about it, making a nationalist thing, and like knowing that Kalos was the this region was the one that we saw in the war with Kalos all those years and years ago, with in the Generation 6. They had like, was a war 3,000 years in the past. I'm like, what if these were the 2 regions that went to war, much like France and the United Kingdom went multiple times? That would be interesting to see. I kind of would like that. Obviously, I'm gonna go with my hopes and dreams of what I want the region to be, and I thought about this the other day. of because when I saw that video from GameXplain, like what region, what countries could they make a region of? And I've thought about it, and I really would love for them to do a region based on my country of Portugal. And I know like we're a small country and it probably will never happen, but I'm like, we have like, I even thought of like the perfect, like if they're going to do it, if they did it and they didn't want to waste too much time on the story, I thought like the perfect storyline they could make, you know, and the perfect legendaries. We already have legendaries, or not legendaries, but like we already have like a perfect story to be told, kind of like in 7055 Portugal, or most, yeah, Portugal was hit by an earthquake, a pretty big one, and Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, was the most affected area by it, because it wasn't just hit by the earthquake. Afterwards a tsunami hit, and then there was huge fires, the city went into chaos, and this was in the 1700s, where Portugal was one of the most powerful countries in the world. Yeah, it's weird that we were that at one point in time, and now we are just this one little country that sometimes, there are some countries that some people don't even know it's a country and think it's a part of Spain, which is really insulting. And like they could make that the story of like, it wasn't just all those years ago that happened to the region, and region is rebuilding, and it could be the story just literally of the evil team. We find out that years, like somebody took control of 3 legendary Pokemon of water, of ground, and of fire, to do that to the capital, or do that to the region, and the other 2 legendaries, which in one version would be one and the other version would be the other, they took control of the, they came and appeased the legendaries, but could be like, oh, the legendaries were being controlled by somebody, maybe a different region that was involved. It could be another region that would be based off of Spain, that also during that time period, or during the medieval ages, tried to conquer Portugal a bunch of times, and later on we were in fact a part of Spain, but that was because one of our kings died and disappeared, and then an old man took over, and then he died, and the only link to the original king, the original dynasty, was the Spanish dynasty, and then we had 3 Spanish kings that all did fuck all in Portugal for 60 years. But that's beside the point. But I thought that would be a cool idea, like the legendary, or the evil team, basically the story could just be like the evil team wants to get all 3 of those legendaries and wreak havoc on other regions, and like, no, we're gonna bring our region back to being #1 and using the legendaries, and like, yeah, you would get one of the other legendary Pokemon, the 2, depending on the version, that would be controlling the other 3, which would be cool, I think, personally. I know. And we have a lot of animals here. I thought I looked up, I think like we have like 499 species, I think, of just birds that could make Pokemon from. It'll be cool, but it will never ever happen, and it makes me so sad. You know, it's the one time I'll talk about representation in gaming. That's the thing. A lot of people talk about representation in gaming, and I'm like, that, I've never seen Portugal in a game. We've never been referenced in games and movies and TV shows and shit like that, and I still like it. So, but I would think it would be cool. But I'm thinking that they will be doing for some other countries. But moving aside that, other hopes that I have is that they don't ditch region variants, and they make more region variants and just focusing on one generation. So if you don't know what region variants are, and if you missed one generation, in Generation 7, in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they introduced region variants, which are Alolan forms, which are Alolan Pokemon, which are Pokemon from another region in the Alolan region that morphed into something different. For example, Ninetales and the Vulpix evolutionary line and the Sandshrew and evolutionary line, they went from fire types and ground types respectively to ice types, and ice psychic and ice steel respectively, I think. And that was cool. I hope they don't ditch that and they make more of that, and that they give us, in a way, they give us more than one generation. Because the one thing that was really cool about Mega Evolutions, it was that Megas were not just Generation 1. You know, like, yeah, Generation 1 got a lot of them. Mewtwo got 2, Charizard got 2, Gengar got 1, all the 3 Kanto starters got 1, the other 2 Kanto starters I should say got 1, but like, there wasn't just them. The Owen region got a bunch, Johto, did Johto get any? I don't remember if Johto got any Megas. Yeah, it did. No, Johto got Megas. Sinnoh got Megas. Heck, one of the first Pokemon that you have with the Mega Evolution is a Sinnoh Pokemon. Did Gen 6, Gen 5 get... Yeah, Gen 5 got Megas, but I don't remember if they did it in X and Y or got it later. But all regions got Megas, while Alolan forms were only Gen 1 Pokemon. I hope they keep bringing up that. Alolan or region variants for this region from previous games. Or from previous generations, not just generation like 2, if they go with it. Like, oh no, it's gonna be... It's not Alolan, like, it's, yeah, let's go with Alolan. It's Alolan Pichu, or Alolan Meryl, or Alolan, what's the effing name? Heracross. You know, give me like, oh, it's Alolan Heracross, but also here's Alolan, what's the name of the goddamn Pokemon? Alolan Luxray, and Alolan, Volbeat, and Alolan, what's the goddamn Excadrill? I was trying to remember their names. And yeah, that would be really cool, not just keeping in one generation, but multitude of generations. Other things I want them to keep adding, or add a few, would be legendary Pokemon. I know it's a weird thing, but like, Generation 6 had fuck all for legendaries, basically. 7, same thing. So I want legendaries. The cool thing about legendaries is like they could be from like a specific region, or like a specific area in a region that really fantasizes and like tells the myths and legends of these Pokemon, that like keep hold of it. Now, I'm not saying go overboard like Generation 5, which had 2 trios of legendary Pokemon with both of them getting their own lead. No, Generation 5 had 5. No, did it? Yeah, it had 5, no, 4, 3, no, 3, yeah, 3 trios of Pokemon. It had the 3 Musketeers, it had the 3 birds, kinda, and the 3 dragons. It had, it was the Musketeer trios, Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion, which then had Keldeo to the mix, and then we had Landorus, Thundurus, and Tornadoes as one, and then we had Zekrom, Reshiram, and Kyurem as the legendary Pokemon, as the trios. But don't go like that, which is like 10 legendaries, but like more than 3 and more than 4. I mean, sure, technically speaking, 7, Generation 7 had 7. Had 7 legendary Pokemon. But like 4 of those were... 4 was exactly what I was saying, 1 per island. Each island had their own legendary Pokemon, and that was a cool idea. Not saying 1 per town, don't get me on that, but like more legendary Pokemon than just like it's the box art legendary, and the one that completes the trio, which was Generation 6. Generation 6 had, obviously they had others added later on, but most of them were again added later on. They were on the cart, but not available for us, and they were available by events. And they I hope they don't ditch Ultra Beasts, or if they do ditch Ultra Beasts, give us a new IP with the Ultra Beasts in their universe. I always thought that could be cool if they did it. Like one year is Pokemon, the next year is Ultra Beasts. I guess they're not doing that, and they're going to be doing 1 year is Pokemon, the other one main series Pokemon, then the other is Let's Go. And I'm thinking that's what they'll end up doing. Another hope is that we don't get Pokemon already on the cart. Please don't do that. It sucks, because then, first things first, it makes you guys look like idiots, because like, oh, Pokemon Company, like Chaga Conroy said on the Game Explained video, oh, we're going to be announcing a new Pokemon. Who could it be? And everyone's like, oh, it's Zeraora. Oh, I wonder which mythical Pokemon is going to be in this movie, and everybody's like, oh, it's absolutely Zeraora. Every other Pokemon's already out, and we found this in the day, people data mined it, and we already seen it. Don't build suspense to it. So I hope they do it. I hope we do, if we do get Pokemon in events, not for Game Freak not to be A, lazy, and B, motherfuckers. Because here's the thing. Pokemon has had this weird habit of making you go to a store to get a Pokemon event. But sometimes whenever they do those events, they don't do in certain countries. So for example, I think like Portugal hasn't been getting, there are certain Pokemon that we don't get as events. I think the last one we got was Generation 6. I think it was during the X and Y days. Maybe even before that was the last time we got it, which was stupid. And for me, the closest one for me to go to would be Madrid, which is a completely different country that I would either have to drive for hours and hours and hours or would have to catch a plane. So I would either have to spend a bunch of money on plane tickets or a bunch of money on gas, or other traveling expenses, because I don't know how to drive. I have panic attacks when I try to drive, so that's not good for me. Or I have to, it would be a long trip to get a Pokemon. So first, make all the Pokemon events Wi-Fi or wireless or whatever you want to call it. Do them over the internet. Don't make me go to a place to get it. And another thing I hope they do is actually put effort into them, because we went from Victini's, we went from having little event tickets and event items that would take you from, you would deliver it to somebody and you can go and fight that Pokemon. It happened with Shaman, it happened with Darkrai, it happened with Victini. Victini is specifically the one that I remember because this is the one I did, because you would get the ticket and you would go to this Victory Island where you could catch Victini at level 15, I think. We had event Pokemon that actually gave us events. Celebi gave you an event, a full-blown event where you would go, where you in-game would go back in time and battle Giovanni after learning something about Giovanni. I'm not going to spoil. That was in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, if you had, I believe, an event Arceus, you could get one of the other 3 legendary Pokemon from Sinnoh by doing the Orange Ritual or Origins Ritual, which was really neat. A neat way to do it. What else can I have? What else can I want? Oh, yeah, I just had it on my brain, something I also wanted to ask Game Freak to do, and I completely forgot. Come on, think. What was I gonna say? Events. Fudge. I don't remember. I legit don't remember. I don't, and I'm not gonna keep on trying to get it. I'm just gonna leave it there. If it comes back to my mind, I'll say it tomorrow on the reaction video. And I'm trying to, but anyway, I guess that'll be it for this video. And also the launch date will be, let me see, let me get my calendar here. Let me see, in November. It's gonna be November 15th. Let me get on. November 15th, 2018, because that's the Friday before Black Friday, and unless there's a plot twist and Animal Crossing, or no, actually, unless there's a plot twist and Luigi's Mansion is September or November, and this is an October title, it's gonna be November 15th. That's my bet. If it's not November 15th, then it's gonna be either the 11th or the 18th of October. I don't see this being delayed until December. But anyway, those will be my predictions for the Pokemon Direct that happens tomorrow. Tell me in the comment section what will be yours. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow when the Nintendo Direct happens. So I'll see you guys then.